Well, hello, class. Here it is, April 15th, and it's still snowing. Would you believe it? Anyway, um, for class tomorrow night, we're going to be talking about training and some of the resistances to training. And what I want to do is bring your attention to chapter 5 in your book. I believe it's page 144. Take a look at some of the learning objectives. And what they're going to do is talk about three constraints that human resources departments have to deal with when designing training programs. Now that we've looked into a needs analysis and we know what we need, right? We need to know the type of training that is going to be effective for our employees. And as many of you said in the papers that I've already corrected, okay, training is an ongoing process. It requires feedback. It requires reinforcement. It requires that all employees take a good look at all the things that um, they need in order to satisfy strategic goals and objectives. So once we analyze what we need to know how to take people out of their comfort zones. And you guys have already started talking about that a little bit. What I want to go over tomorrow night is the real world of training. And there's a couple of cases right there in your book on page 145. And I want to talk about those cases a little bit. One is about mechanics from dealerships across the country and some trainings that they've attended. And case two is proliferating that if you are the training director for a training program designed to prepare people to become certified as program managers, what type of training would you need? So we're going to be looking at, okay, now that we know what we need again, let's talk about what type of training programs are best for our business. What are some of the organizational constraints and their priorities? We're going to be talking about that as well. I also want you to take a look at table 5-1 in your book on page 147 and 5.2 on page 149. The other thing is money, right? Money, money, money. How much is training cost? But when you think of the return on investment of the training versus the actual training, does it look like there's some red line here, or do we go into profitability? Because we don't see that profitability right away in the training, but down the road, we see when we're more competitive, that keeps our overhead costs lower. So that's what we're going to be talking about tomorrow night. So get ready to go over this, and maybe we'll go over one or two cases. So I look forward to seeing you tomorrow night, and I'm going to put up a few YouTubes that might be helpful in design of training programs. And I'll throw this in the um, module folder for tonight. I mean, sorry, for tomorrow night. Okay? See you then.